This is the Misfit Vegan Podcast, episode 67. How many people listening to this right now know exactly what it's like to be yourself? Unapologetically, intentionally, and unembarrassedly. I know. It's not a word. You don't even understand the power that you will tap into when you are you. And yes, people are going to judge you. People are going to call you weird. People are going to ask you if you're okay. People are going to ask you if you're okay. I'm thinking about this right now because yesterday I went live. I did a 2-hour live Q&A, and I'm just going to be honest here. Okay, guys, I'm going to be myself forever. And I've been doing this for a while now, but every day I'm becoming more and more confident just being myself. And that's a very powerful, dangerous thing to be in this world. Okay, because most people, they are so afraid to be themselves and be judged and look stupid and be weird. And I'm going to tell you guys the honest truth here, okay? And I don't care how it sounds. I'm not a salesperson. I am not someone who is doing this online persona trying to make a sale. No fruity way. That's not me. I can't do anything for money. I can't do it. I've never been able to do anything in my life for money. It's not in my DNA. I have to love what I'm doing or else I can't do it. And money doesn't make me happy. Yeah, we need it. Les Brown, he says, they say money doesn't make you happy, but everybody want to find out for themselves. Oh my God, his laugh is just everything. Anyway, I always remember that quote from him. So anyway, okay. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm beating around the bush here. That's what she said. But he said, that's what he said. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is that yesterday I went live on Instagram. I did a 2.5-hour Q&A. And during the live, I was getting so many questions. I never experienced this before because I couldn't tell you the last time I went live by myself. I'm always interviewing people. And so I can't believe the amazing feedback that I got and so many questions and also so many nice messages afterwards. And here's the kicker, okay? 2 things happened. One, during the live, I got a lot of amazing comments, a lot of love, but I also got some people, I think it was 2 or 3 people, that asked me, am I okay? So one person said, are you okay? I think they said this after I was I'm shaking, guys, because I'm so nervous, I get really nervous. Going live, I don't know, whatever. I'll snap out of it one day. But for now, I still get nervous because I want to do my best, and I want to, I always do everything like it's the last thing I'll do, okay? That's how I live my life. It's the last fucking fruity day on earth. That's how I live my life. And so when I went to the farmer's market the other day, I like to pretend that it's the last thing I'll do. And so I'm giving 120% to every single person that comes up to my table, okay, whether they like it or not, okay? I'm going to inspire the shit out of them, or they're going to call the police. No, just kidding. But I'm going to give them my 120%. And I know how to read people, so I know when some people want to talk and when some people don't. And I'm good at reading people because I put in the reps, I worked in retail pretty much my entire life since I was 14. Okay, So where was I here? Oh, yes. During the Instagram live yesterday, somebody said, "Are you okay?" And then I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay, boo." And they're like, "You don't seem okay." All right. That's number one. The other person, I can't remember exactly what they said, but somebody, I think, said, "You have too much energy," or "You sound crazy," or something like that. Okay. So I just wanted to let you guys know that it's okay. It's okay. This is going to happen. People, you're not for everyone, and everyone is not for you. And the more that you put yourself out there and be your true, authentic self, yeah, that nerd that you really are, that weirdo that you are, that's you. Like, that's the real you. And the more you show the real you, that's really not like cool at all. Now, you don't have your shit together, and we all know it, but you're pretending that you do. But we know you don't. Okay? And the more you are authentic and talk about your failures and talk about your mistakes and talk about your pain and talk about your struggles and talk about your heartbreak and talk about your complete and utter, what's another word for failures, guys? I need a thesaurus. You know what I'm trying to say. The more, I'm not looking online for another word for failure. The more you talk about the things you did wrong and how, what is the word I'm trying to think of? Your flaws. The more you talk about them, the more people can relate to your ass. And the more friends you'll make, and the more connections you'll make, and the more people you might inspire. Because people get inspired by people that are just like them. And we're all the same. We're all a fruity mess. Some are more sticky than others. But we're all a mess. Okay? Depends on how much fruit you eat. You trying to hide it and be put together and be this fabulous, like, gorgeous, flawless version of yourself. You know, all these women online that are just so perfect and gorgeous, and they have all these fake followers. They're not making any money. They're not happy. Okay, even if they are making money, they're not happy. They're not fulfilled. They're not connecting with people all around the world and fulfilling their life purpose. No. They're trying to scam people. And when you try to scam people with your products and your courses and whatever you do, first of all, the money is not going to make you happy ever. And you're going to feel like a con artist. You're going to feel like a failure. And so here's my story that I wanted to tell you guys. So there was two people that were like, I guess they were kind of judging me. They might have been saying it in a nice way. I don't know. Either way, it's not personal. I know that. But they were like, "Are you okay?" And then the other person was like, "Wow, you have too much energy." Okay, well, guess what, guys? And I'm just being honest here. I'm not bragging. I'm just being honest. I sold 4 courses yesterday and a few of my beauty books. And I made more yesterday than I've ever made online. Ever. In the history of me having, I have a bunch of books and a bunch of courses and stuff. I used to do one-on-one consultations. I don't do that anymore because I don't believe that I can serve people the best one-on-one anymore. It's not you, it's me. I can't hold people's hand. I can't do it. I don't have the patience for it. I'm not designed like that. So that's why I made a course. And I do really recommend my course. Click the link in my bio on Instagram, okay? It's called How to Be a Healthy Raw Vegan. It's a 6-week course. And I love this course because I did it as if it was a consultation. And this is what I would go through with somebody for the 6 weeks that we would work together. And I put my all into this. I talked about every single mistake I've made in the last 11 years of being a raw vegan, being on my journey, trying to lose weight, trying to clear my skin, trying to grow my hair, trying to heal my teeth, trying to heal my bloating. I was bloated my entire life, and the food didn't fix it. You know, the only thing that fixed it was, I got to put this video out. I recorded a bunch of YouTube videos the other day, and I haven't had time to edit them. If you saw how much content I have that does not go out, you would know why I don't have a life. If you saw, guys, I have a 5 terabyte, I think it's terabyte, it's TB. I have a 5 TB hard drive. It's almost full. It's almost completely full. It's a scary situation in my life that goes on. You don't even know. And also a lot of times I film stuff and then I lose, if I don't put it out, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, put it out, I lose the confidence to do that. I lose the nerve to do it because I film some like weird stuff sometimes, you know. So the stuff you see online is like that's the first level. There's levels to this fruity nightmare. I mean, this fruity fantasy that I'm in. It's not a nightmare. It's a nightmare for my roommate. That's all. Because she doesn't like all the messes that I make. But I always clean up at the end of the night. Anyway, I went into something else. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know. Yesterday, 2 people judged me, and a bunch of more people. I mean, I think it was like 6 or 7 people were so inspired by my live. They went to my website, www.100freerecipes.com. They got my free recipe book, and then they got my course. They bought the beauty book, and then they bought my course. It just goes to show you guys, and my course is not cheap, it's $100. It just goes to show you that when you're yourself, because I was authentically myself yesterday, and I always am as much as possible. You know, I'm going to be honest right now. Sometimes I can't be myself. Let me tell you why. Okay. Sometimes I'm interviewing people and I want to say stuff. I can't. I don't want to make it awkward for them. Like, for example, I'll be interviewing a raw vegan or a vegan, and they'll tell me that they tried eating animal products a few years ago, or they I want to interrupt them and be like, oh, so you haven't made the connection, have you then? I want to get into that, but I can't. I can't be myself all the time. Come on. If that happened, if I was myself all the time, I wouldn't have any friends. No, I would have friends, but it would just be Awa. Well, pretty much it is just Awa. Anyway, that's my roommate's name, Awa. She's my best friend, and she lets me be myself. Sometimes it backfires, though. I mean, we don't get into fights, but if, we're very different. We're very, very different. She's water. I'm fire. That's our elements. And I only know that because of her. She taught me all that stuff. She's into the human design and astrology and all that moon, stars stuff, planets. And so we're very different. We operate in a very different way. Every time we are talking, we're living together now, so we fool around a lot. We're always fooling around and joking. And that's why I stay up so goddamn late, because I love her so much. I love being around her. But sometimes we'll be talking, and I will immediately want to record this. I want to do a YouTube video or a podcast or make a reel or put it on my Instagram stories, because it's just such gold what comes out of her mouth, She just spits such fire gold that can change so many people's lives, that can inspire people, that I just want to get it on camera or I want to record it. I usually want to put it on YouTube because she's also so beautiful. So I want to capitalize on her beauty. Okay. I'm trying to use her. That's the only reason we're friends. I'm trying to use her to gain followers, but that offends her. And I didn't know it until she told me. Now, when she told me, I'm never going to do that again, because basically you have to basically you got to tell people what bothers you. That's on you. That's on you. And then once you tell people what bothers you and what's against your boundaries, boo-boo, then if they don't respect that, they don't belong in your life. And I don't care who they are. I don't care what they do for you. I don't care if it's your mom or dad or brother or sister or child. I mean, I guess you got to take care of your child. But once they hit 18, kick them the fuck out, the fruit out. I don't care if they're your boss or your cousin or your dog walker's pet sisters, mailman's. I don't care. If you tell somebody how you feel and what makes you feel awkward and what makes you feel upset and what makes you feel uncomfortable and what makes you feel scared, and they don't respect you and they don't take measures to not making you feel that way, then they don't respect you and they don't belong in your life. And I don't care if you've been with them for 25 years. I don't care if you've been married for 25 years. If you tell somebody today something that they do and you don't like how they treat you, and you tell them to stop, please, because it makes you feel less valued and it makes you feel like they don't care about you, or it makes you feel sad, or it makes you feel scared, and they do it again, no, let that man go. Sorry. See, the problem with me is it's not a problem, but the thing with me is I've been alone my whole life. I have felt alone, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think I talked about this already on a podcast. Yeah, it would be amazing to share this paradise that I'm living in with someone, but I don't need it. I don't need to be in a relationship ever again. Okay? I'd rather be single than ever be in a toxic relationship for 1 second of my life. And so that's a little scary for anybody trying to be Ms.FitVegan. Okay? Because I've been alone, and I am okay with being alone, and I'm happy when I'm alone, and I don't need anyone to do anything for me. Yeah, I want people to do things. Who doesn't? I like when people do things for me. I enjoy when people do things for me, but I don't need it. And that can be scary for some people, I'm sure, because people want to feel needed. But, when you're comfortable being alone, it's a very dangerous person to be, because you don't take shit from anyone. And that's what I want for you, boo. I really want, whether you're a man or a woman, I don't care. I don't want you to take shit from anyone. Yeah, sure, anyone can make a mistake. Like I just told you. Guys, I've been best friends with Awa for 15 years. Oh, I hope she's okay with me sharing this. Ugh. I gotta ask her. Okay, I'm going to make this private until I ask her, and then I'm going to release this podcast because I need to make sure she's okay with me talking about it. But she didn't tell me this guys, I've been on social media since 2017. I mean, 2012 is when I joined, but I was always posting animal cruelty videos, and I had a private page for a long time, and it was all about justice for animals. But then in 2017, that's when, sorry, somebody texted me just now. That's when I started Ms.FitVegan, and I started putting myself out there because I was like inspired by Les Brown and The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy's book. And I took Darren Hardy's course, Insane Productivity, and I pushed myself, and I started realizing that the more I push myself, the more confidence I get in life, and the more scary things I do, the more power I feel, and the more proud I am of myself. And that's how we get self-esteem. We're not born confident. We're not born with self-esteem. Okay? We are born... Okay, first of all, we're born perfect. And we're born knowing we're enough. But then throughout the years, we get all these messages from social media and our family and mainstream media, that's what I meant to say, and society telling us that we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not skinny enough, we're not curvy enough, our boobs aren't big enough, our nose is too big, our lips are too small, our feet are too big, our butt is too small, the whole thing. We hear all these crazy messages through marketing, through society standards, through our friends and family. And so we start to think that we're not good enough and our self-esteem goes down the fucking drain, the fruity drain. But to get that back, to get your self-esteem and confidence back, here's the secret. Are you ready? The secret is to make yourself proud in the little tiny things. You say to yourself, okay, I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 6 a.m. I'm going to set my alarm and I'm going to get out of bed at 6 a.m. I'm not going to hit snooze. Right there, if you actually get up, that's 1 point that you have for yourself and you know it. And that's a little tiny bit of confidence. And then you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth. You go to the bathroom, and then you say, okay, my plan is I'm going to work out for 30 minutes this morning. And then you actually do. And by the way, please do something you love. Oh my God, this morning I had the best workout ever. Ugh. I don't want to get into too many tangents here though. It was such an amazing workout. I love when I'm dripping on the mat. Okay. Like the sweat is just pouring off me. This is like my favorite workout is when I'm dripping wet. I don't have to say it, right? Because that's what she said. Okay, that's getting old. I'm going to stop saying that. It's getting really old. I'm just going through a phase, guys. Okay, so, yeah, and then that's another point for you. You actually did that workout. That's a point, okay? And those points add up throughout the day. And so, I'll talk about the power list soon, but if you want to get into the power list, that's something that Andy Frisella taught me. And you win the day or you lose the day. And if you win more days than you lose, you're going to feel really good about yourself. And that's where your self-esteem comes from. Mending and repairing the relationship you have with yourself, the trust that you have lost from lying to yourself so many goddamn times. Of course you don't like yourself or trust yourself or love yourself. You've lied to yourself so many times. How could you trust yourself? But guess what? Starting today, starting right now, I want you to think of something you can do today. If it's midnight, guess what? Think of something you can do for 1 minute. Maybe you're going to read 1 page of a book. Maybe you're going to do 1 squat. Do 1 push-up. Do something today. And that's going to be a point, baby. It doesn't matter what it is. Do something you don't have to do. Don't walk the dog. Don't be a little bitch walking the dog and making that a point. No, you have to do that. Do something you don't have to do. Do something you don't have to do. And make it something that's uncomfortable. Don't listen to my sexy time podcast again. Okay? Don't listen to the podcast with me and Awa talking about our vaginas again and make that your hard thing of the day. Okay? Well, something's going to be hard when you listen to that, but you know what I'm saying. Do something uncomfortable. Thank you. Last thing I'll leave you with, because this podcast is already 23 minutes. Oh no, but it was a good 23 minutes. Okay. I'm filming in a new room today, so I don't know if the ambiance sounds nice, but I think it sounds exactly the same probably. I'm filming in my meditation room. Okay, so here we go. The stars are aligning for you, boo. This is my new index card. This is one of my new affirmations, okay? The stars are aligning for you. I want you to say that every single day. And then underneath, I wrote the thing that I want the stars to align for me. So I wrote, the stars are aligning for you, boo, and helping you open a fruit cafe and then I wrote where I live. I don't really like to advertise exactly where I live. As I've said before, I don't live in Miami. I live close to Miami, but I don't live in Miami. And I want to be honest with you guys so much, but I have dealt with stalkers in my life. Because, I mean, ow. I just hit my hand on something. I was going to say, because look at me. I mean, hello. It's not easy to be this beautiful, guys. You have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. But anyway, just kidding. But anyway, ugly people get stalked too. Just kidding. Do they? But I've been stalked before, and so I can't really be completely open, which I want to, trust me. I would love to just like be 100% trusting everyone and everything, but I can't do that anymore. I learned my lesson there. So I live close to Miami, here in Florida. And I want you to start saying that to yourself, boo. I want you to start saying to yourself, the stars are aligning for me. And then I want you to write what you want the stars to help you do. When I say the stars, it's the universe, baby. And I like the term the stars because it reminds me that I'm made of the same substance, the same composition that the stars are made out of. Did you know that? You are made out of mother fruity stardust, bitch. Do you even know how powerful you are? Do you know we used to be able to move things with our minds? Do you know that we're all psychic? Do you know we used to be able to time travel? And we could still do it. But we've been convinced that we can't. That's the only difference. Some of us have been convinced that we can't do anything. We can't even get off of chocolate or stop drinking alcohol or stop smoking cigarettes or stop eating processed food. You've convinced yourself that you can't control yourself around donuts. Is that you? Because that's what you have convinced yourself. And I was writing notes earlier for my next live, and I was writing the notes about raising your standards. And I wanted to share something, but I have so many notes now that I don't know if I can find it, but it correlated with what I just said. But I just want you to think of an area of your life, guys, when you have raised the standard for yourself and your life has never been the same. Okay, what happened? Okay, maybe you quit smoking for good. Maybe you stopped eating animal body parts. And most likely what happened, guys, first of all, you raised your standard, and mostly it probably was because of somebody else. It probably you did it for someone else. Am I right? Not always, but I mean, most of the time, it happened because of someone else. You raised your standards. You know, I gotta say that in my life, mostly, I'll do a whole nother podcast on this because this is getting out of control. It's way too long. But I raised my standard out of necessity. Okay? I was extremely, extremely depressed. That was my most major health issue. Okay? Yeah, I had like sinus issues. Yeah, I had acne. Yeah, I was overweight. Yeah, I had migraines. Yeah, I had this. Yeah, I had that. My back, I had the worst back. So many back problems. Knee, I was going to have knee surgery. I had this and that and this and that, right? Like typical just maintenance issues with our bodies that aren't supposed to be happening because we're eating the wrong food. But my major issue, the most severe health issue I had was depression. And so when I went vegetarian because of Food Inc., this documentary. But when I found the raw vegan diet, when somebody told me about it, and then I watched a bunch of videos by David Wolf, I was so desperate. I had nothing left to lose, that I was just like, okay, I'll try it because there's nothing to lose here. I'm miserable. I'm like thinking about suicide. I'm going on the train every day and like, I don't have the balls to do it, but like I would love to jump on the train tracks and just be run over by the train because I was so fucking low and miserable and tired all the time, physically and mentally and emotionally. And watching my sister suffer, and that's why I could never do it. I would never commit suicide because I took care of her. But watching her suffer and be in the hospital constantly and having over 50 seizures a day, maybe 100 seizures a day, I don't know, we didn't count, but just nonstop seizing and just being so scared that she was going to choke, because sometimes she would have seizures when she ate food, and this would scare me the most. And so I would always cut her food really, really small, and she didn't like that. She wanted like big bites of food, and I was so scared. And it was a lot, guys. It was a lot. And we would be calling 911 all the time because she wouldn't come out of the seizure, you know, and she would be turning blue. She wouldn't be breathing. And it was just I can't even fully communicate and verbalize the fear and the fight or flight that I was in my whole life until she passed away. And I'm not really sure why I started this story. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. I just got caught up just now in my emotions because I really wish she didn't have to suffer so much. And the reason why she did is because she was given radiation when she was 2 years old for a brain tumor, and that is now illegal. The amount of radiation and chemotherapy that she received from the medical industry, NYU in New York City, the reason that she suffered so much is because she was given radiation and chemotherapy that is now illegal on children that young. It caused a lot of health issues for her. And so anyway, the point of this was that I was depressed. I thought I was depressed because I had acne, but now looking back, I mean, that was a big part of my depression. I had really bad acne, and I was overweight, and I was just I felt so ugly and unattractive. And I was always friends with these beautiful people, these beautiful girls in school, and I just felt so ugly next to them or compared to them. But anyway, so that is why I tried the raw food diet, guys, because I had nothing left to lose. And you might not be there yet. Maybe you need to be sicker. Maybe you need to get more sick. Maybe you need to gain more weight. Maybe you need to ruin more relationships. Maybe you need to get fired from your job. Maybe you need to have less security. Maybe you need a kick in the motherfucking ass. Maybe you need a punch in the fucking face. And then maybe you'll change. Then maybe you'll raise your standards. Then maybe you'll understand that you don't have time to waste. You don't have one more week of eating whatever you want before you start. Start now. Start today. Don't start January 1st in fucking 6 months. What the fuck are you doing? Sorry, I'm trying to say fruit. What the fruit are you doing? The problem is you think you have time, and you don't. And you won't know it until somebody punches you in the fucking balls. And then you'll know, oh shit, I guess I don't have as much time as I thought. You humans. I don't really know how to end it at this point. I didn't know what the last sentence should be, because I feel like I should leave it with a powerful something. All right, so the last thing is when you finally do make your decision, when you finally do raise your standards, boo, when you finally do realize you don't have time. Sorry about that truck. I hope you don't hear it. When you do, call me or click the link in my bio. Don't call me. You won't have my number anyway. Hopefully. If you text me, if you have my number, don't call me unless we have an appointment. And when you do decide to get healthy, to start living your life in the way that you know you should be living it, you gonna have to realize you'll never be perfect, and that's okay. Because a lot of us, we don't want to start because we're not going to be perfect. But guess what? You don't need to be. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. You don't need to be perfect, and you never will be. But if you want to achieve your goals, if you want to change your life, if you want to lose weight, if you want to clear your skin, if you want to have long, beautiful hair, like I always dreamed of that, guys. But you got to be consistent with the little small things, small, seemingly insignificant actions every single day add up to the dream life that you want. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. I love you. Thank you for listening. Bye, boo. Oh, yeah, sorry. I just came on here because I just titled this episode, Maybe You Need to Get Punched in the Face. And the reason why I titled it this way, and I realized I didn't talk about this, is because I got punched in the fucking fruity face when I was 11 years old. And I never was the same again. And you know why? Because it fucking snapped me out of my fucking sleep. And let me tell you, I'm so grateful for this girl that punched me in the face. I wasn't expecting it, guys, okay? I've never been the same because I was off guard. I didn't know that that was possible. I was sitting in the classroom, I don't know, just taking notes, and all of a sudden somebody punched me in the face. Guys, it's one of the best. I'm not joking here. Don't feel a certain way. Don't feel bad for me. This is one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life, because it helped me realize that first of all, anything can happen at any moment. That's number one. And number two, it helped me realize the totality of possibilities. If it's possible to just get punched in the face, so I know that's a negative thing, but what positive things are possible that you don't even know are coming? Do you understand how powerful that is? And some of you guys have never been punched in the face, so you don't even know what's possible in this world. You don't know that shit can go down that you were never, ever, ever expecting or ready for. And that's another reason why I stay ready, boo. I stay ready. You're not going to catch me off guard. Oh, no. Not in conversation, not at the beach, not ever, not never. You're not going to catch me off guard because I have been caught off guard. And the last time was when I was 11 years old. And that will never happen again. I might get punched in the face again, but I'll be ready for it. Okay? And a lot of you guys just probably need to get punched in the face. I'm just being real. I love you. This is the final second of this episode. Love you guys. Bye, boo.